Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Today we are going to be reading The Foolish Milkmaid. But before we read, we want to look at exactly what we're going to be looking at today in the story. So we'll be looking at asking and answering questions. We want to know who the story is about, what is the biggest event happening in the story, when is it taking place, where is it taking place, why is the conflict or issue happening in the story, and how did it happen? Okay? The title says The Foolish Milkmaid, a fable by Aesop. Now, one thing that we know, our titles are very important, and they kind of give away what the story is about. But in this title, there is a specific word that I am concerned with. What word do you think that is? Yes? Foolish. Foolish says to us that someone is not thinking with their brain. They're doing something silly, right? And most likely it is who? Molly the milkmaid, right? Now I also see it says it's a fable by Aesop. That genre of fable, it tells me that we are going to learn something in this lesson that we can apply to our everyday lives. We are going to be reading The Foolish Milkmaid, paragraph 1. Here we go. Molly the milkmaid was going to sell her fresh, sweet milk at the market. Stop. Where is she going?
At the market.
She's going to the market. What is she selling?
Milk.
Milk. As she walked, she balanced the pail on her head. What is another word for a pail?
Bucket.
A bucket. Very good. On her
Head.
She was dreaming about the money she would make. Stop. What is it that she wants so far in the story?
Money.
She wants money, moolah. First, I'll buy some chickens, she thought. They will lay the finest eggs. When those eggs hatch, I'll have more chickens. In time, I figure that I will have dozens. Stop. Do you know how much a dozen is? It is 12 eggs. So half a dozen is 6 eggs. Very good. Then I'll sell my chickens and eggs. It's no wonder that I will make lots of money. I'll buy the prettiest dresses and some ribbons for my hair. Stop. What does she want right now in the story? Yes.
She wants dresses and ribbons she wants ribbons for her hair.
Very good. I believe that all the boys will want to dance with me. I know that the girls will be jealous, but I won't care. I'll simply toss my hair and then like this. And then we can see in the illustration, it's connected back to the text. It's telling us exactly what Molly was talking about here in paragraph 2. It says that she is walking with the pail on top of her head, and she's dreaming about the money that she can make from the chickens. Do you see that? Molly tossed her head proudly. How did she do it? Proudly. When she did, the milk pail flew off and splashed in the road. Do we now know the conflict in the story? Yes, we know the problem now, right? Her pail did what? It fell. So what was inside the pail?
Milk.
And the milk was going to get her what? Money. There we go. Molly returned home with no milk and no money. Oh my. She had to explain to her mother what happened. Ah, foolish Molly, said her mother. Why did her mother call her foolish? Yes.
Because she tripped the bucket of the milk.
And?
And then she couldn't get no money.
Very good. Her way of making money during this time, and we can tell the time period here is back in the day, because look at how they're dressed. Do we dress like this nowadays? No. So we can tell when this story took place, it took place a long time ago. And also, are we taking milk somewhere to get money during this time? No, but back in the day they did. So during this time, this is how Molly's family was able to make money. Okay? So that means that they're not going to get money for the day. And if they don't have any money, how are they going to eat and drink or have supper for the night, right? So not only did Molly disappoint her mother, but she is also disappointed. And if you can look at Molly's facial expressions in the picture, you can see Molly herself is a little saddened by what she did. Do you see that? Look at this part right here. You can see that while Molly is daydreaming, the illustration here is showing you what she was expecting, what she was thinking in her mind during the time that she was daydreaming. That she would take her money, buy a lovely, pretty dress, put a lovely ribbon in her hair, and then you see all the boys are staring at her, and she has all the attention from the girls too because she wants to make them jealous. She wants to make them jealous. And because of all that fanciful dreaming she was doing, you can see right here, if you look at her face, it's like she's saying, oh no, because the pail has fallen off her head, and she knows exactly what that means. Yes?
How come this picture doesn't show the milk on her head, but this one
Because in this picture right here is what she's daydreaming about. So they're showing you a little illustration of what she's thinking inside her head, which is the reason why she drops the pail, because she's not thinking about it at all in that time. Do you see that? And because she's not being smart enough to think about what's on top of her head still, and she's kind of in that dreamland, she's not remembering that it's on top of her head. Yes?
The bell fell off of her head because when she was daydreaming, she forgot that the bell was on top of her head, and then she was moving her.
Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. So I read you a story, The Foolish Milkmaid. It was an Aesop fable. All right? I'm going to ask you some questions. Who was the main character? Yes? Molly. What major event happened in the story? Yes?
The major event was she was daydreaming.
Mm-hmm. And what happened?
And then the pail fell.
Very good. She was daydreaming, and the pail that she had, it flew off her head. When did this story take place?
It took place back in the old days.
Back in the olden days, and we know because of how she's making her money, and we know because if we look at the setting and the picture, we can tell by her clothes that that's not something that was happening today, okay? Where did the story take place? Yes.
The story took place on the road, and it took place in her house.
Very good. Why did the pail fall off of Molly's head? Yes.
She was daydreaming.
She was daydreaming and being careless. Very good. How did it happen? How did it happen? Yes.
Molly tossed her head proudly.
She tossed her head proudly, and the whole pail and the milk came falling out. So I am going to sum up the entire reading of Molly the Milkmaid, okay? So Molly the Milkmaid was a young lady who had a job to do, which was go take her pail to one place to the other, come back home with the money, most likely so her family can get what they need to eat or drink or what have you in their home. Along the way, Molly proudly tossed the milk pail off her head because she was simply daydreaming about all the things that she could do with her money, and she made a foolish mistake because she was careless. Okay? Good story?
Yes.
Yes, it was. Very good. Did we learn a lesson?
Yes.
What lesson did we learn?
Don't be foolish. Don't be foolish.
So we're going to, at times, because we are young, we are going to be foolish with some things, but the lesson is to be mindful of the things that are important to us in life. Okay? Got it? Very good. Now we're looking at our Ask and Answer Questions graphic organizer. Where is the setting in the story? Yes.
In the past.
The setting takes place in the past. What is our genre? What is our genre? Yes. Fable. Very good. And fable means the story is doing what? What is the story doing for us? Yes.
Making us learn a lesson.
Making you learn a lesson. A fable is to teach you a lesson. Very good. Write it. Who is the story about? Who is the main character in our story? Yes.
The story is mainly about Molly.
Very good. The story the main character in the story is Molly. What major event happened in the story? What major event happened in the story? Tell me.
She was daydreaming and then the pail fell
Very
off her
good.
head.
Therefore, she was not able to get any money for that milk for the day. Write it. When and where does the story take place? When and where? Yes.
The story takes place in the old
Where?
in the road,
And where else?
in the house of the market.
Very good. Don't speak in the camera. Why did the event happen? Yes.
Because Molly was too busy daydreaming and she wasn't paying attention to the pail, so it fell off her head.
Very good. He was being reckless. Good job, guys. When you are done, you are going to illustrate the setting on the paper. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.